Now, the big race of the day, the Longines Queen Elizabeth Stakes over 2,000 metres, and we've got a field of 9. Hartnell is having his 7th clash with the great mare Winx. We've got Happy Clapper in the United States, who filled the placings in this race last year. Very long prices about Harlem singing, and No Doubt, who's certainly being thrown in at the deep end against the mighty mare Winx. Now, how does the pace of the race shape up?
Yeah, well, I thought Happy Clapper, now that he's got blinkers on, would clear those horses drawn inside him, and then these bolters out wide could take control and give him a nice run. You've got No Doubt, who, as you said, he's been thrown in the deep end, and Singing, who over-raced there first up, and if he does that again here at 2,000 metres, he's certainly going to set a fair tempo. Hugh Bowman will be just biding his time, waiting to make his customary move to be in touch on the home turn, I'd suggest. Hartnell will race a lot closer than he did the other day.
Yeah, possibly box seat from that draw?
I'd say so, grand final day.
Let's hear from Trainer and Jockey, who spoke at the press conference during the week.
It's just the eve before the Longines Queen Elizabeth on Saturday, and it's been a long preparation to get this far, and everything's gone to plans. So just 2 more days to go before the big day on Saturday, and this morning's workout was just making sure everything's working, making sure that Hugh Bowman was happy with her. You get their breathing right, you make sure that they're focused and moving well, and just keeping the pre-race nerves off the horse like you do with the trainer, the jockey, and making sure everything's in order.
How is the trainer's pre-race nerves going?
He's not too bad, but it's a little bit like a child waiting for Christmas. It just seems to never come, but it's not long to go now, and obviously she's already had 3 races this preparation, but this is the race that we've been building towards basically since she won the Cox Plate in the spring. So it's the championships, it's the time where all the best horses get together, and obviously she's in great form, but she needs to win again.
As long as I know she's going as well as she can be, which she always seems to be, it gets easier as the preparation gets on too, because the fitter she gets, the stronger she becomes, and the more agile she feels. So, and as I said, having been through it a few times now, I've got a very good understanding of the horse, and we're very comfortable together.
17 straight, did you think you'd see it?
No, I didn't, but in saying that, I didn't really think about it, and I suppose if you ask me, is she going to win 20 straight, it's not really something that I think about. For me, it's not a priority. For me, it's about just, doing what I have to do to allow her to do her job, and she makes that very easy for me. So it's been a great ride for all of us, no pun intended, and, we hope it continues.
Wonder if Hugh gives any thought to what he's going to say to his fellow riders when he crunches them early in the straight.
I think he'll wait for the moment. He won't get ahead of himself, knowing you.
Well, let's have a look at a few replays. And firstly, Winx with this unbelievable performance in the George Rider. I mean, I don't think I've seen many races where a horse can just have them all beaten before they even straighten up.
That's just brilliant, wasn't she?
It was absolutely phenomenal. But, she does everything at a hand canter. We were talking about how she galloped the other day, and she's just got this great balance, and you can see that in this run. She just comes around the bend so balanced, and it's like she skips across the ground. She just doesn't even, like she's just floating across the ground. That's a last start Group 1 winner there in that distant 6 lengths behind. And she just is dominant. She's just amazing. You expect her to probably do something special on Saturday, but
for those who are watching, that grey horse going in the third is called Chautauqua.
And he's won a Group 1 since.
Yes.
The form stacks up.
This synthetic hoof filler, you're a horsewoman,
yes.
You know what it's all about. It's nothing in there.
No, I actually saw it last week, but I wasn't game enough to say, there's hoof filler, and I wanted to just check, and when I saw it, I thought, no, it's nothing.
It's fine.
Here's the Doncaster from last Saturday, and Happy Clapper getting closest to the finish.
I thought he was good. This race, they got a good little rest the leader here. It's somewhat, and he capitalised on that soft lead. And Happy Clapper admittedly had his chance. He presented at the right time, but I thought he was fantastic. Got within half a length of him at the finish here. That sense of occasion was in the race as well. But this, mind you, was a handicap, and we're going to a weight for age race here. Look, I think Happy Clapper's going as well as he was last year, where he was placed behind Lucia Valentina, and I think he's got a terrific place chance again.
Well, Hartnell was right, quite disappointing in the Chipping Norton, but I think it's fair to say he bounced back quite well here in the Randwick.
I thought this was an excellent run. I just think he was way too far out of his ground on a heavy track. You can't make up this sort of ground to win a race. The other horse is a mudlarker. He was a good few pairs closer, and you just can't make that long sustained run. Excellent run, good form turnaround. He's back on top of a much preferred surface, hopefully a slow 7 or a slow 6, and I think he's got a terrific chance, as we know, as running in the placings.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree with everything you said here. That was a big run considering the work he had to do in the run. And the United States there, I reckon he was scrambling in the going. That was a very heavy track, as we know, and a lot of those horses were really struggling. They were good second and third, but we're talking about Winx here, and we're talking second and third, surely.
There's been a bit of a trend through her 3 wins during the carnival that the bookies have taken her on to a certain extent, but could you see much better than $1.10 on Saturday?
I think they sort of had her, not properly stamping off that real heavy track box, which she has now. So there's just, when there was maybe a little vice, there's no vices.
How are you playing the trifecta?
I think Happy Clapper can run second. Just at that bit about value, I think Hartnell is obvious. He maps so beautifully here, and the United States on a drier track. Nothing's tricky from me. It's all about Winx.
Your play for the race, Lizzie?
I'm exactly the same. Well, I'm not exactly the same. I've got Winx on top naturally. She's going for 17 straight. She's just amazing, and I just can't wait to see what she does on Saturday. I've got Hartnell, who I'm a huge fan of. Hartnell. He ran much more credibly last start, back on top of the ground, on a meta surface. I think he should be putting his right foot forward. Exospheric, I thought, back to the 2,000 metres won't worry him at all. He's a lovely adaptable horse. He's certainly will be running, I feel, in the placings, and Happy Clapper off that Doncaster form, I think will run well.